It happened on a Tuesday. I made tea, and for the first time in years, I felt like myself again. There's a moment that happens so quietly, you almost don't notice it. You're standing in the kitchen, and someone calls you Mom for the thousandth time that day. You turn automatically, like you've always turned. But somewhere deep inside, there's a whisper asking, when did I stop being a name and become a role? I don't remember the exact day I lost myself. It wasn't dramatic. There was no before and after photo. It happened in the small erosions, the canceled plans, the delayed dreams, the mirror I stopped looking into because I didn't recognize the tired eyes staring back, shadowed and unfamiliar. They tell you that motherhood completes you, that marriage fulfills you. What they don't mention is how heavy completeness feels when you're carrying it alone at 3 a.m. The weight of it pressing into your chest. I became an expert at compartmentalizing. Wife in the bedroom, mother in the playroom, housekeeper in every room. Each role stacked on top of the other until I couldn't remember what was underneath it all. My name became the least used word in my vocabulary. I answered to everything else honey, mama, missus, excuse me, everyone except the person I used to be. You adapt, that's what they say, right? You adapt to the sleepless nights, the constant touching, the conversations that never finish. You adapt to being needed so completely that your own needs become background noise. I stopped recognizing joy when it came. Everything became about function. Did the kids eat? Is the laundry done? Did I remember to smile at my husband so he knows I still love him even though I'm drowning? The hobbies I loved felt like distant memories. Reading became scanning grocery lists. Music became children's songs on repeat, tinny and endless. Silence became so rare that when it came, I didn't know what to do with it. It was a Tuesday. Nothing special. My husband took the kids to his mother's house for the morning. Not for me, for her. She'd been asking to see them. I stood in the empty house, and for the first time in years, there was nothing I had to do right that second. No one was crying. No one needed me. The silence felt strange, almost uncomfortable, thick and unfamiliar, like a language I'd forgotten how to speak. I walked to the bathroom slowly, not rushed, and caught my reflection. Really looked at it, not checking for spit up on my shoulder or bags under my eyes, just looking. And I thought, I don't know you anymore, but I'd like to. I did something so simple it felt revolutionary. I made myself tea, real tea, in my favorite mug that I'd hidden in the back of the cabinet because it was too nice for daily use. The ceramic was warm against my palms. I sat down, actually sat and drank it while it was still hot. No phone. No folding laundry with my other hand. No planning dinner in my head. Just tea and stillness. And in that small pocket of silence, something cracked open inside me. Not broken, opened. Like a window I'd forgotten was there. Fresh air rushed in, and I remembered I used to love mornings. I used to love tea. I used to love sitting still. I closed my eyes and let myself remember her, the woman I was before. She laughed easily, that woman. She stayed up late reading books that had nothing to do with child development. She danced in her kitchen for no reason. She had opinions about movies and music. She called friends just to talk, not to coordinate playdates. She dreamed in color. I'd thought she was gone, replaced by this efficient, tired version who moved through days on autopilot. But sitting there with my tea, I felt her, still there, buried but breathing. The tears came then, warm and unexpected. Not sad tears, recognition tears. Hello, I thought. I've missed you. Here's what no one tells you. You have to give yourself permission to want yourself back. We're taught that good mothers disappear into motherhood, that devoted wives pour themselves out completely, that wanting time alone, wanting to remember who you are outside of service, is somehow selfish. But that morning, in that quiet house, I gave myself permission to miss the person I was. Permission to want more than just functionality. Permission to believe that being a whole person might actually make me a better mother, a better wife, a better human. It felt dangerous and necessary, like the first breath after being underwater too long. Sharp, sweet, and vital. I went to my closet and found clothes I loved but never wore because they weren't practical. I put on a dress not for an occasion, just because. The fabric felt soft against my skin, lighter than I remembered. I turned on music, not kids' songs, my music. The kind that makes your body want to move. And I danced, in my kitchen, in my dress, completely alone. It was awkward at first. My body felt foreign. But then the rhythm found me, and for 3 minutes and 42 seconds, I wasn't mom or honey or Mrs. Anybody. I was just a woman dancing in her kitchen, and it felt like coming home to a house I'd forgotten I owned. That small moment changed something. Not everything the kids still needed me. The laundry still piled up. The weight didn't suddenly disappear. I could still feel it on my shoulders, familiar and persistent. But I understood something essential. I hadn't lost myself. I'd just stopped visiting. Reclaiming yourself isn't about grand gestures. It's not about spa days or girls' trips or finding your old jeans. It's simpler and harder than that. It's about recognizing that the woman underneath all the roles still exists. She still has preferences and dreams and a pulse of her own. It's about believing she deserves to take up space, even when everyone needs something from her. Now I steal small moments. 5 minutes in the car before going inside. A cup of tea while it's actually hot, the steam rising into my face. A song turned up loud. Reading a chapter before bed, even when I'm exhausted. They're small acts of remembering, tiny rebellions against disappearing. I'm learning that you can be a devoted mother, a loving wife, and still be a whole person. The roles don't have to erase you, but you have to fight for that every day in small ways. That Tuesday morning taught me something essential. The woman I was isn't gone. She's been waiting, patient and quiet, for me to remember her name. And I'm learning to say it again, to recognize her, to let her breathe. This is the weight she carries, and tonight she remembered herself too.